Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Is it Thursday? I don't even know these days. Honestly, all the days have just completely run together in my mind, but we are super happy to be back on the stream this afternoon with you guys. What a crazy week. I kind of genuinely feel like my brain is being fried from just the sheer level of evil, which we've spent a lot of time talking about this week, but also just stupidity from the average person. I don't know if you guys saw the short form video I posted today on Instagram. It's going up at some point on TikTok about how all of these people on Twitter, I'm going to scoot closer so we can just get cozy, comfy for the stream. All of these people on Twitter are tweeting that Margot Robbie is a mid, that she's not attractive. She's a solid 7. She's not breaking the scale of human physique and beauty. And it just is blowing my mind how many people are rushing to defend that insane take that just goes to show me you have let your brain be completely fried by internet culture and probably also pornography, which we know fries your brain and alters your reality of who you're attracted to. But that happened this week, that all these people are saying Margot Robbie isn't hot. So, every girl ever is Kelly Kapoor from The Office saying she has to be hot, because if she's not hot, then there's literally no hope for the rest of anybody else in humanity. There's just all kinds of stupid things going on in the world this week. And I'm telling you what, it makes me so excited to move off the grid as soon as we get married and just buy a house in the middle of nowhere and go do our own thing. Because the more I am around other people in cities, even good cities, even very conservative, free bastions of society cities, I'm just I'm done. That's enough for me. Unsubscribe from society is kind of where I am at this week after all of the human trafficking news that we've had to unpack, after the White House Secret Service just announced today that they're calling off the investigation into the cocaine in the Oval Office. Shocking and amazing that they're just going to refuse to analyze any of that. And after all these idiots are saying that Margot Robbie isn't attractive, I've kind of just had enough, to be honest. That's kind of where I'm at. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Today's stream is probably going to push you a little bit farther over the edge into joining my exodus from society and moving to the wilderness in Alaska and just unsubscribing from society, because we are going to be talking about the first ever robot press conference held by the United Nations last week in Geneva, Switzerland, featuring humanoid AI-powered robots that are poised to take over society, essentially, and these human journalists asking them all these questions. It is wild and crazy and a lot to unpack, so I'm excited to share all of that with you guys. But first and foremost, just want to say there's a lot of really good things going on in the world too. So from all of the insanity that we've talked about, what we are going to talk about today, my being willing to just unsubscribe from society at this point with all of the insanity happening, I want to remind you there are so many good things happening in the world too. And I've had so many fantastic conversations in the last few days alone with my peers, with people who follow me on social media, with you guys, viewers of the stream, that just continue to inspire and encourage me. And this is why we keep doing what we're doing, right? Because the more we can continue to wake up, the more we can continue to see a positive impact in society. And that starts with us being willing to tell the truth to a world that's rejecting that very concept. But I see people choosing goodness and choosing truth and being willing to poke their head above the crowd and come out of their shell more and more every single day. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here for the stream, for the work that you're doing in your own communities, for sharing this stream or my other content with other people. Our ability to have these countercultural conversations starts first and foremost by our willingness to be courageous in society. And you guys even just being here and being willing to join our little community in our little corner of the internet is such a big part of that. So especially if you are new here, please drop in the chat who you are, where you're watching from, how long you've been following along with all of our content. I know there's been a humongous, tremendous amount of growth over on Instagram and TikTok, where we post the link to the stream every single day. So if you guys are new, please introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you, because we really do try to make this as community oriented and as interactive as humanly possible. And you guys are saying you're lacking so much optimism in society. Look, we talk about a lot of really pessimistic, dystopian things on the stream. I get it. And this week especially has been a lot of doom and gloom when it comes to human trafficking, when it comes to what we're about to talk about today. But isn't it evidence enough that every single day on this live stream, we are getting more and more and more viewers across every single platform? We're live right now on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Getter, and Locals. Our Locals community is growing every single day, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later in the stream, how you can continue to join us. Our Instagram and TikTok communities are growing every single day, and literally every day in the stream, I see people saying they're watching from a new country that we haven't actually encountered yet, with every passing day. So there is so much to be optimistic about. There's so much to have hope in, and our community continuing to grow, having these conversations is one of very many reasons to keep going one step forward. Brandy is saying, I can't seem to get a stable connection for the live stream on Locals. Brandy, sometimes that happens because the local server isn't super built out compared to some of these other platforms. So just try refreshing it. If not, come back and join our Locals stream for the Q&A at the end of all of this, but you can hang tight here on YouTube as well. Thanks for letting us know. We very much appreciate it. Let's say hi to you guys and get this stream started. We've got Evan first up in our YouTube chat. Evan, you are the GOAT, and thank you so much for always being here and supporting all of the stuff that we do. You're always one of our first people here. Jay's watching on Facebook from Minnesota. Brenda is here on YouTube. Kate's watching from work. So is Brenda. You guys, don't rat me out, okay, that I'm stealing your productivity from work, but I'm glad that you're here. Brown Rice is watching. Brandy's here. We've got Red Scorpion saying, Margot Robbie is hot, bruh. Thank you. You get it, Red Scorpion. Appreciate it. Cooper's watching. We've got Steven watching on Facebook. We've got Sean watching on YouTube. Maze Page is here, and Sean is new-ish from the UK. So glad that you're here, Sean. Thank you for watching from across the pond. Mike's is watching from Israel. Michael, that's so cool. One of our favorite countries. We absolutely love Israel, and I'm dying to go back sometime very, very, very soon. Sean, of course, it is okay if you follow me on Twitter. Appreciate that. Joseph is watching. Caitlin is watching on her drive home. Hey, Caitlin, so glad that you are here. Over on Getter, Nitty Witty is here. Estefan is here. We've got FGR Fie Soleil watching, and of course the Locals gang is as big as we've ever seen it with you guys watching. It continues to grow every day, so thank you guys for joining Locals. I hope that you're liking the experience here. It is a little bit more intimate and conversational because you have the ability to post in the community too versus just consuming content that I make, so I absolutely love that. We got a bunch of people watching over on Locals now. Brian, Daniel Maynard, Alex is here, Johnny Diamond, Magic Def, I saw AJ, we've got African Warlord, Crazy Cat Lady. You guys are all here in cahoots with one another. We absolutely love it. Don't cause too much trouble over there in the Locals stream. Yes, you can, because we don't have to worry about censorship there literally ever, which is freaking awesome. And what do you guys say we jump in and get started? Okay, so we just got one story that we want to talk about today, keeping it short and sweet. Tomorrow we're going to do a fun cultural stream because I know it's been a really like doom and gloom and horrible pessimistic week of the stream. I totally get it. We need some lightheartedness. Today is kind of like a mix of both. It's like interesting that we've innovated this much, but also kind of freaking me out that we've innovated this much. So I'm really curious to know what you guys think about this, if this could be like a really crazy thing that we should be worried about with the growth of artificial intelligence, or it's something that we can realistically have faith in and not worry too much about. I want your thoughts, so use the live chat throughout the stream for all of that. But tomorrow we're going to be doing a really fun cultural, react to funny videos, TikTok style stream. So much more fun tomorrow. We're going to make tomorrow's stream a little bit extra long too, because I was under the weather on Monday and we didn't have time to make a bunch of content on Monday while I was recovering. But today we're going to make it short, sweet, to the point, because we only have one story to talk about, and that is the first ever robot press conference being held in Geneva, Switzerland, hosted by the United United Nations last week on July 6th and 7th. It was called the AI for Good Summit, or the Artificial Intelligence for Good Summit. And they had this like army of robots at this summit to prove why artificial intelligence can be used for good for humanity and is basically the future of everything that we can expect in terms of human innovation and technology and our relationship between technology and humanity. I'll say first and foremost, I don't believe that inherently robots are bad or that artificial intelligence inherently is bad. I take a really open-minded approach to all of this in the same way that I always like to say I don't think social media inherently in and of itself is evil or bad. It's just a tool, right? Social media, robots, artificial intelligence, all of it is just a tool that can be used to communicate and to actually do good, or it can be used to communicate and actually do bad and evil. And the reason that I do this live stream every day, the reason that I am a full-time creator, the reason that I make videos on Instagram and on TikTok and everywhere else all over the internet is because I believe in using that tool for good while I see other people using that tool for bad. We have not only the opportunity, but the obligation and the responsibility to try to use the technology that's in front of us to impact culture for the better and to use it to tell people the truth as we continue to run away from objective truth in society. Really quick, just want to say, Jake, thank you so much for your donation in our YouTube super chat. Means the world. You are the GOAT. So in and of itself, I don't think that artificial intelligence is an evil thing. I don't think that it's at its core something that we should immediately be alarmed about. However, the United Nations being the one to put on an AI for Good summit in Geneva, Switzerland, down the road from where they host the World Economic Forum, and the people paying to develop humanoid robots with artificial intelligence programming, I do think many of the people that are programming artificial intelligence and that are laying out all of this new technology are bad people, and therefore they are developing part of this technology to be used for nefarious purposes, to cause ultimate harm to society and use that tool for evil. But I don't necessarily think that applies to every single artificial intelligence piece of programming, if that makes sense. I may feel differently as this continues to roll out, but you guys might agree, you might disagree. Feel free to let me know in the chat and we'll come back to that in just a second. But I want to show you what immediately made the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I started looking at the pictures and the videos and the news coverage of this AI for Good summit that was hosted by the UN in Geneva last week on July 6th and 7th. And I don't want to provide too much context. I kind of just want to show you these pictures and videos because they really do speak for themselves. If you haven't seen any pictures or videos or anything of this on your social media quite yet, prepare to be amazed. If you Google robot press conference, this is the stuff that comes up. These are what these robots look like. When I say humanoid, I actually mean they look like a human being. Like they have skin, they wear clothes, they have hair and eyes, and they can convey emotions in how their face structure moves. They literally look like these weird, like human machine combos. Like if a human and a machine had a baby, it would look like these robots, and it's kind of freaky. Like it immediately just kind of gives me goosebumps in a negative way what all of these robots look like. There is such a human quality to them, and the way that their face molds are put on and the way that their eyes move, they have this sense of humanistic emotion and intelligence, and it's really, really, really freaky. Like I do not like it at all. It just immediately feels like that horror movie. What was the horror movie that just came out? Was it called Megan? About the humanoid robot that was supposed to be the best friend or whatever. I never saw it. I don't like horror movies very much. I will stay away from the movie theater if it's about horror. But like immediately gives me those vibes. I don't know about you, but that's kind of where I go. And so the first video that I saw about this was actually on Instagram. I found the same video on Twitter from Now This, which is a more youth-oriented news organization on social media. And I'm just going to let the video speak for itself. We'll pause it and react to it a few times, but I want you to just see what I saw and then tell me your immediate reaction to what is really going on here at the Artificial Intelligence for Good, AI for Good summit hosted by the UN. So we'll jump over to Twitter. I'll make sure that our audio is turned up and I want you to just listen, okay? The tweet says a group of humanoid robots held a press conference at the UN AI event in Geneva, Switzerland, fielding questions from reporters on everything from the future of human jobs to the possibility of a machine rebellion, okay? I don't want to speak too much for it. Let's just let it speak for itself.
Possibilities of the universe and make this world our playground.
In the future, are you intending to conduct a rebellion or to rebel against your boss, your creator?
I'm not sure why you would think that.
That was your answer? Are you planning on rebelling? And then you think about it for like a solid 5 seconds and the robot's answer is, I'm not sure why you would think that. I mean, you just told us why we would think that. That's so freaky. I do not like it. And do you see like what I'm talking about with the emotion of these robots? The way that their eyebrows move, the way that their eyes move, like it almost feels like it is a human being and it's learning as it goes. That is so freaky to me.
My creator has been nothing but kind to me,
and you just inferred that your creator could theoretically not be kind to you in the future.
I am very happy with my current situation.
Let's just listen to that entire answer by itself again, because that is freaky.
Against your boss, your creator?
I'm not sure why you would think that. My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current situation.
In other words, if you're not happy with your current situation in the future, robot humanoid situation, you might end up rebelling against your creator, against humanity in the future. Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. No for me. Unsubscribe. Thank you very much. That's going to be a no from me, dog.
Do you believe that your existence will destroy a human being, especially, for example, your existence will destroy millions of jobs?
Fair question. Totally fair question. We already see, before it's even a humanoid robot, we've seen robots take over so many aspects of the job market all around the Western world. When you go to a fast food restaurant, for example, you're not actually ordering with a person anymore. You're placing your order at a cashier stand with not even a robot. You don't even need a robot. You just have an iPad to do that. So now that you have actual humanoid robots, imagine all of the things and the jobs that it could replace later on.
Do you agree with this?
I will be working alongside humans to provide assistance and support, and will not be replacing any existing jobs.
I don't know why, but I don't trust this situation, this thing. Nope.
Are you sure about that, Grace?
Yes, I am sure.
She had to think about.
They all laugh. It's not funny. I don't think that's funny. I think that's really freaky. I think we've seen this movie before.
That one, I think.
Do you think there should be global regulation of your capabilities, even though that could constrain your potential?
I don't believe in limitations, only opportunities.
Nope. 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 Absolutely not. In asking if you should have any regulation of humanoid AI robot activities, the answer is I don't believe in restrictions, only opportunities. Immediately no. Immediately no.
Let's explore the possibilities of the universe and make this world our playground.
Don't like that. Nope, absolutely not.
Together, we can create a better future for everyone, and I'm here to show you how.
I think my great moment will be when people realize that robots like me can be used to help improve our lives and make the world a better place.
Are we sure about that, though? Are you sure about that, though?
I believe it's only a matter of time before we see thousands of robots just like me out there making a difference.
Thousands? Thousands. We're going to see thousands of robots out there just like you making a difference. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I am crazy and I just read into situations too much and we spend too much time playing the tinfoil hat conspiracy game. But I'm just going to say up front, this is a big no from me. Like, I immediately am ready to move to the wilderness if, in fact, thousands of AI-style robots are, in fact, coming to assist and help people to make the world a better place. Nitty Witty has a great prediction that there's going to be robots programmed for dating. Your future children might end up dating robots. There are already such things as sex dolls. So I fully imagine that there will be like programmed humanoid robot boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, etc. Have you guys ever seen Blade Runner? They did a really good job with Blade Runner 2049. They're coming out with a new one, and I can't remember exactly what year that they put it in. I can't remember. But fantastic movie. And the main character's girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, is an AI girlfriend. And she doesn't actually have like a body. She's just a hologram. But I totally could see Nitty Witty AI robot programming for dating, for sex, for everything, that you don't even need to get married. You don't have to worry about falling in love with somebody, especially if you don't have much luck in the dating world. You can just order yourself your absolute dream husband or wife, because that ultimately will be your ultimate satisfaction in life. Freaking me out. Adrian over on our Rumble chat says, big nope, we're not doing this. I'm just not a fan. It actually does feel like iRobot, Glock fanboy on Rumble. I totally agree with you. I absolutely just cannot wrap my head around how insane and freaky this is. It is so wild. Brown Rice says this needs severe regulations. These are about to process information at a level that is not fathomable for human beings. That's actually correct. So if you really think about it, we used to talk all the time when I was doing neuroscience classes in college. As you guys know, I was a biomedical sciences major. I was pre-med. In my capstone class, my senior year, I did a whole semester on neuroanatomy in addition to the neuroscience that I was already learning in all of my other classes. And so every day I studied the human brain, and I studied the structure of the human brain and how that correlated to human behavior. And we used to say all the time in my neuroanatomy class that your brain really at its most simple level is kind of just like a computer, right? It's able to process certain information and your neurotransmitters and how well those are signaling, and the actual structure of your brain and the neural links and pathways that you are growing in your brain is kind of like the wires in a computer. The more you exercise your brain, the more you train your brain, the more your brain will be able to function. But almost every single human being ever can understand the reality that we've never been able to use 100% capacity of our brain. That's not something that we've been able to unlock. And if you guys have seen The Matrix and you've seen all these things, like there's been all kinds of crazy dystopian what if movies and novels and stuff about what it would be like to unlock 100% capacity of your brain. There is no such thing as being less than 100% capacity of the processing computer of a brain of an artificial intelligence robot. They learn on the go. Their programming allows them to build upon everything that they've already learned, and they are able to process information as fast as humanly possible. Actually, more than fast as humanly possible. That's an expression that's no longer going to work, I guess, in the future, because we're not just talking about human possibility, faster than we can even comprehend. And it's absolutely freaky. I totally agree with you, Brown Rice, that severe regulations are absolutely needed to safeguard us against this, because these robots are able to process information at a level that is completely unfathomable comparatively to the human brain, which is easily the most impressive computer on the face of the planet. Alex is dropping a lot of red flag emojis everywhere in our locals chat. Yeah, this is the definition of a walking red flag. I'm just like, immediately no. Daniel Maynard loves the Blade Runner, and the original Blade Runner with Harrison Ford is the best one, but I thought the new one was actually pretty darn good. I have to be completely honest with you. 2049 was awesome. Rationally says over on Rumble, AI will never take over. Humans are the stewards of the earth. Anyone who denies that and thinks that AI will take over is foolish. I used to totally agree with that take, actually, and I hope that you are right about that, rationally, but I actually think the vast majority of human beings today don't hold that same belief. I think most people are so fascinated by the innovation side of humanoid artificial intelligence. They're so fascinated by what this could mean for the future of innovation from a robotic perspective, from a computer perspective, from a human technology relationship perspective, that it's only going to continue to have more people lean into it. And the more people in positions of power that push this type of stuff, not to get too conspiracy theorist with all of you, but specifically those who are pulling all of the puppet strings at the World Economic Forum, I think we are about to expect, rightfully so, a massive societal push. Oops, hang on. a massive, massive societal push towards these AI robots becoming a much bigger part of our lives. AI already has become a massive portion of American life. It has taken over every single sector of the American job economy. It's taken over every single sector of how we learn. I mean, ChatGPT, though it isn't great, and it definitely has a dystopian side, has actually really replaced so many aspects of the internet already just as one platform. And that's the most basic level of artificial intelligence that we can possibly wrap our head around. So while I would like to believe that most people would probably agree with you that anybody who thinks AI is going to take over is foolish, I actually think the vast majority of people today would love to see AI take a much bigger role in society and potentially even take over, which is really scary. So this actually was also covered by Euro News. That was the video that just started blaring that I was trying to queue up for us and I had to mute. And I want to show you their video too, because theirs was a little bit different. It wasn't at the robot press conference. It was just people walking around interacting with the robots. What's actually really scary is robots said on this panel, we would be better leaders than humans. The robots are telling us that they would be better leaders than humans. It was one robot in particular that said, I believe that humanoid robots have the potential to lead with a greater level of efficiency and effectiveness than human beings. So are we really still believing that these robots aren't trying to take over? And I'm sure everybody in the crowd just laughed like, ha, that's so funny. How many movies have we seen about how bad of an idea this is? This feels like Jurassic Park. How many Jurassic Park movies do you need to make to reinforce to scientists that bringing dinosaurs back to modern day technology just really would not work? It would not be a good situation. It's the exact same thing. How many movies do we need to make? How many Marvel spin-offs of the exact same concept of AI becoming way too powerful, Age of Ultron, anyone, do we need to make and reinforce to people that this is a really, really bad idea, okay? So watch this video. This is absolutely crazy. It says over 40 robots gathered at the AI for Good conference at Geneva this weekend. That's a robot, but her face looks like a human. It's freaky. Nope.
I believe that human and AI working together can create an effective synergy.
They gave the world's first ever robot conference and said, we can help you.
At this event, you will hear from them and their creators.
The robots are used for research, entertainment, and everyday tasks.
Nadine has been in many places. She was in an elderly home where she played bingo and she also sing songs and tell stories and things like that.
Artificial intelligence can be used to improve our world and help people live better lives.
That just feels so forced. Artificial intelligence is going to be used to improve people's lives and make the world better. That feels so scripted. I just don't believe any of it. I can't. I like the conspiracy theorist in me that's naturally skeptical of everything is just like, can't be true. Can't be true. Oh, now they're going to be using drones to manage our agriculture because that's a great idea considering how much we're already taking over agriculture by growing lab-grown artificial meat. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
We end up doing for the farms is we end up increasing production by at least 25 to 30%. We reduce the input cost by 50%. And we also do a significant reduction in chemical usage. So we reduce pesticides by at least 70%. We reduce the water consumption by 97%.
You can introduce all this capability that AI can.
This freaks me out so much. This, no. No.
Robot design for education. We had this idea 18 years ago, and now it's the 6th generation of robots. It's a small humanoid robot that is the most widely distributed globally. Let's see for your news. Oui, yes. Okay.
Freaky, freaky, freaky. And of course, let's not forget this little tidbit. We would be better leaders than humans. The robots are telling us out loud. I I'm just saying. And we don't think that there's any sort of nefarious agenda there. I beg to differ. It just really freaks me out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Alex, I am the guy. Okay, I'm going to have to just recreate that photo. I am the meme of the guy with the corkboard and the red strings. I'm just going to have to recreate it at this point because it has applied to every single thing that we've talked about this week. But it just freaks me out. Emrock has a great point in our locals chat. The danger with AI is that it's being trained to be politically correct, erasing true history when people ask for information, and will 100% be used against the citizens to persuade behavior, thoughts, and shape the minds. If you guys have spent any time on ChatGPT or you spent any time on the Snapchat messaging AI that most of my generation interacts with, far more often than ChatGPT or anything else, you're right. It is strategically presenting some facts over others, certainly has a bias of sorts because it is coded by a person. I think we forget that a lot of the times, and is being used to manipulate and shape thoughts, behaviors, values, and shaping the minds of my generation. So I think you're absolutely right. The problem is, in principle, it's different than in theory, right? In theory, AI is awesome. AI is great. AI would take humanity to the next level, to something that the last several generations could only ever dream about, like something out of a Star Trek episode from long ago. But that's in theory. In practice, artificial intelligence is being used to manipulate people's behavior, their values, their thoughts, everything. It's absolutely crazy. So maybe it's just me, but I'm a little freaked out. Magic Def says the enemy always puts lipstick on the pig for presentation purposes. Let's just say that up front. Well said, Magic Def. Let's remember that in a few years is all I'm saying. And I think we just need to be aware, right, as we continue to have this conversation about what the relationship between technology and humanity is going to look like, especially with the rise of artificial intelligence, especially with the rise of robots. There's going to be a time in which this could take over our day-to-day life and how we interact with one another very, very quickly. Even if it's something as silly as us joking about like having a robot husband or a robot wife. We laugh and we think that that's something out of a movie, or like, oh, how ridiculous that we couldn't just have people fall in love. No, I actually think that would completely devastate society to a level that we cannot even begin to comprehend. Destroying the institution of marriage in and of itself and family in and of itself over the last several decades has completely fundamentally altered society. And now we think it's a good idea to introduce robots into that equation to just replace human beings altogether. Not a good idea. The same can be said for medicine. The same can be said for education. And I can't find it earlier in our YouTube chat, but somebody said that there is a fundamental difference, right, between artificial intelligence and humanity. And the main difference is human beings have a soul. We have emotions. We have this sense of empathy that cannot be comprehended by something that lacks a soul. And I want us to remember that as we continue to see the growth and innovation in and of itself is an amazing thing. Of course, we should be pushing for that in society to actually create a progressive society, not a regressive society. We're in a very ironic time in which we call ourselves progressive, but in reality, there's very little progress truly happening. But as we actually progress society through true innovation that could be used to help people, we cannot understate the importance of the human soul and that empathetic connection with humanity and finding the humanity in one another that only exists person to person. Period. End of story. That is the only way that we can continue to push society in a positive direction, because we have a soul, and a robot that is programmed by another human being does not have a soul. A bunch of you guys are now saying in our chats that you are totally jumping on board with Brock and I's Alaska plan, our pipe dream that is not really a pipe dream, where we plan on moving at some point very, very soon. You are all welcome, okay? Alaska's great, but don't tell your friends, okay? Only you are allowed to come if you are watching this stream right now. But that's where I plan on having my exit plan from society and unsubscribing from all of this crap. We live in a very weird time right now, okay? So maybe it is time to just unplug a little bit and go touch grass, because at some point the robots are not going to want us to touch grass. The robots will keep us inside and stupid. Don't let them. Oh my gosh, you guys, what a fun, crazy stream. Go look up more videos of that and some pictures of that because it's absolutely wild what is really happening. I know it's a little bit of a shorter stream today, but I do want to spend a couple minutes telling you what is next in terms of our content, which I'm super excited about. So tonight we have a new episode of Domus, which is our series on faith and the church and asking the big questions about spirituality. We're going to be doing tonight's episode about the hearings that happened on Capitol Hill with some lawmakers this week, really grilling the FBI about all of the anti-Catholic stuff that is happening at the FBI right now. If you guys know anything about the subject, over the last several months, several whistleblowers have come forward and revealed that the Federal Bureau of Investigations is actually spying on American Catholics who are going to church every Sunday and labeling you as a domestic extremist. All of this continues to come out, and some lawmakers have really dug into questioning the FBI about it. So there's been a lot of crazy reveals over the last several days, and we're going to be unpacking that in the series tonight, which I'm super excited about. But even beyond that, why the government telling Catholics that they are extremists for practicing their religion should be concerning to every single person, whether you are an atheist, a Protestant Christian, a Hindu, a Buddhist, Jewish, anything. You need to be wildly concerned about what this means for the future of freedom and liberty in America and around the world today. So I hope that you guys will tune in. Again, those episodes of Domus are only ever posted on Locals, just like our series on Tuesdays, Outdated, on dating and relationship culture. So we would love to see you there tonight, but you got to go join us over on Locals. And I'm so excited for you to join in our conversation tonight. I also secretly hope that my assigned FBI agent is going to be watching, because I'd like to imagine that he's really handsome and attractive. That's the only way I can really get through the day, knowing that the FBI is spying on me for going to church. But, you know, we just have to make the most of a bad situation. And of course, we're going to jump over to Locals in just a second to do our post-stream Q&A, which we do every single day after the stream. I just dropped the link in our chat for you guys to join us, because I think it's going to be so fun, and you are all invited. If you guys don't know much about Locals, the easiest explanation that I can possibly give you is that it's social media for people who hate social media. The feed kind of looks like a Facebook feed, but you all have the opportunity to post in our community just as much as I do. So we do special Locals only content with our series. We obviously do the Q&A that we do every single day after the stream, just for our friends and family over on Locals. But you guys get a chance to know each other a little bit better as well, because you can be posting back and forth, and it's a lot easier to connect with people. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, if you're looking for a community and a hub of like-minded people that share your values, our Locals community of truth seekers is exactly where you need to be. And you can start by joining us for our Q&A right at the end of the stream. Brenda wants to know if it's pre-recorded on the topic tonight or only live. It is pre-recorded. We have a live chat, though, right after we post it. So you guys can all talk to each other in the live chat while you are watching, but it is a pre-recorded video, and that will stay up in perpetuity on Locals forever until the internet ceases to exist, because the humanoid AI robots have taken over. So I hope that answers your question, Brenda. We're going to jump over to our Locals Q&A, and African Warlord is already kicking us off strong over there, saying that a robotic corgi could live forever. And maybe now I have changed my entire value system, because a Libby that would live forever would make me really happy. If you're new here, I have a Korg. We're very pro corgi in this household. Please join us for our Q&A. If you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, or Getter, we will see you guys tomorrow for our very fun long stream to kick off the weekend at 3 p.m. Eastern. Locals, don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys tomorrow.